In a world wrought with struggle and strife, a world rich with beauty and grandeur, a world where peril lies around every corner, a world of casting and pony. One group steps up to share the perspective of the masses in this, the world of Warcraft. We are Pwnecast, the voice of the players.
Welcome back. You are listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 44, and we are in patch 6.0.3. I'm your Warlock host, Belle. I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the mage who lost his wallet in the auction house, Frieza.
Oh, it is so true. I had an enchant, multi-strike, 500. It costs about 15 temporal crystals to actually make that enchant. I've had it for about a month now. I can't sell it. So it goes for about 4,500 in the auction house. I put it on there for 35, 3,000, 25. No sales all month. I cannot. I'm undercutting by 2,000, and no one has changed their prices. It's Frieza 2,000 and 4,500 to 55, and it's 6K. I'm the cheapest person there is, and they don't want to buy it from me. And finally I got tired and sold it for 500 gold.
What enchant was this?
Multi-strike.
And was this on Argent Dawn?
Yeah.
Because I've sold several for several.
Me too.
For several
me too.
grand.
That's why I make them.
Oh.
That's why I make them.
I don't know if I might have been one of the people you were undercutting.
No, I've sold probably at least over 10 of those multi-strikes by now. For over 5K, somewhere at 4K. I've sold a lot of them. This is the one I couldn't sell.
The auction house is fickle, my friend.
So I just said, I don't know what's going on. So I put a 500. I put 500 gold. It was gone in 12 hours.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, you didn't even make the price of the temporal crystals.
Nope, didn't care. Didn't want it in my bag. Didn't want it in my bag no more. I was
That's
throwing
a new form of lazy.
and now they've probably turned around and sold it for twice as much.
Take it.
It
that would have bad juju all over it.
How funny. Well, we're glad you're here. We also did bring the Death Knight whose tongue stuck to his pillar of frost, Lycan.
It has been so freaking cold at my house. That is the only thing I can say. It's been down to
Can I ask
30.
why you were licking your pillar of frost? I mean, it's your pillar. Lick it if you want to, of course.
Because I'll tell you right now, if most males could, they'd lick their own pillar of frost too. So.
I mean, that's valid. If I had one,
there's a chance.
Yeah,
there's a chance.
If I had one in the I don't know if it's ergonomics or really what the word would be for, but if I had one and I could bend in those directions, I'm sure.
What's going on?
I'm so confused.
What's going
what we're talking about right now.
I did. We're glad you're here. I did also bring the shaman who traded in his totems for a chicken coop. Huge bloke.
I want to hear about this. Yeah, no.
I think that's a loose reference to the boomkin that I rolled on Urgent Dawn, and it's been a slow and incredibly painful process.
Well, do you have heirlooms?
No, I got nothing.
Well, get excited because heirlooms are coming next week. So get excited. We're actually going to talk about that later.
I can't wait for that because the quicker I can get that thing to 100, the better.
Yep.
Because I keep going to throw my totems down and I kind of don't have any.
you have a litter box and farm instead?
Yeah. It's been an interesting experience, but anyway.
Well, this week we've got quite a bit of excitement happening. Well, I mean, the community's pretty split. They announced that 6.1 is going to be released the 24th, and for the EU it's going to be the 25th. So many people complaining, there's no content, this patch sucks. Oh well, what are you going to do about it? I mean, really, this is...
More gear and stuff.
They added quite a bit. They just didn't add what everybody was looking for. What it is they're looking at the old Mists of Pandaria. They're looking where each content patch had a theme and all these things. It's not to say that in a month there isn't going to be another one. We don't really know what's going to happen, but there's a lot to talk about regarding that this week. The Lunar Festival is underway. It is going on until March 2nd. There is some new additions as far as the Lunar Festival is concerned. And I personally was doing the Lunar Festival because I wanted what a long strange trip it's been, but I gave up. So they did give, there's new toys. 2 new firework toys for sale, which is kind of dumb. I don't really care for the fireworks. There's a new pet called the Perky Blaster, which gives your Perky Pug a firework. There's 3 new firework schematics for engineers. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to it. Check it out. Make sure you do it, especially if you're trying to do what a long, strange trip it's been, because you do have to visit all the elders across all of the maps and get that done. Are any of you guys doing it? And I know you already have yours because you have them out.
I've had mine done for quite some time, and I'm actually going through again on my Death Knight because he is the engineer, and I'm a completionist, and it's going to bug me if I don't have all the stuff, so I'm going around collecting like 80 coins or something like that, and then I'm done.
Loser.
Not doing it again. Yeah.
This guy has no life.
No.
I know Frieza doesn't, because he doesn't deal with anything that requires anything except clicking and killing. So
yeah, I won't be there.
Yeah, no.
If it was
I'll be there and laugh at people.
He'd be all over it.
Yeah, if PvP, he'd be down. That one where you have to pee on the fire. What's that one?
That's the best one. You sit by a fire. You're just like, come on, come touch it. You know, that's fun.
Well, wow. I mean, that's.
We're talking about the fire, right?
I mean,
we're talking about the fire.
Oh, both. It could be anything.
The fire. We're back to the Pillar of Frost. I'm not really sure.
Just get near me. It's gonna be a party.
I could continue with that. For our listeners, I do apologize for Frieza. We've tried to get him into some type of AA program, but apparently he still enjoys.
AA is for quitters. Okay. Don't have that.
So, Apexis Crystals. They're making this a thing. This is the new currency, and they haven't came right out and said, hey, we've replaced Valor and Justice with Apexis, but let's be real, that's what they've done. You can buy higher item level gear now, ethereal gear. This is as of 6.1. There's gonna be more garrison missions. There's going to be more dailies, more all kinds of things that are going to involve different ways that you can get these Apexis crystals so that you can use them. You can buy more than just gear. There's other items you can buy. So yay, there's something new to grind. Excited. Yes, no.
No.
I mean,
I've no excitement in this camp whatsoever. I'm only a casual player. Like, I got enough on my plate as it is. Now I got more shit that I'm going to feel compelled to go and grind and farm out.
I just checked my progression for the 100,000 Apexis crystals for the monument in my thing. I think I'm at 65,000 Apexis crystals. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm close to getting it, but I don't want to do it anymore.
After I got the ones for the legendary, I was like, I'm never doing another garrison invasion again. I don't need to. I'm never doing none of that. What's the pit? All the garrison daily for you to go and get the Apexis. It gives you like 1,000. And I personally, I think it's great for the players that don't raid. It's great for the players that have problems getting gear, because this allows them to have something to grind that they can do solo. They can find pre-made groups for. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great idea for some people, which once again goes back to Blizzard's trying to find things for all different types of players. So I think it's great for those that want to utilize that. Will I be grinding Apexis crystals? Negative Ghost Rider, because I don't do anything that requires me to spend 12 hours grinding something unless it's legendary. So
just to I can't remember exactly what everything was called in the TOT, but when they would say, okay, go in there and collect 20 of a token. I don't remember what it's called anymore.
Oh, for the legendary.
Yeah,
the
and then
stuff.
You would collect all of that, and your reward was to go get 10 more.
Yeah.
And it was just like, remember that? And this is kind of, and I don't even collect Apexis, and I'm offended that they want people to go back and collect more of them. And it's like, these guys have been collecting Apexis since the expansion came out, and now you want me to do it more? No, I'm good. I'm good.
I've had this exact experience literally just yesterday. Because I finally got through, because I got the 680 ring, and I'm going, as we all know, I only lightly dabble in raiding, so I'm going through LFR to get the stones, and I finally got 125, and I'm like, victory is mine! Go hand it in, there's a little bit of stabby from, the crazy orc chick, and then I gotta go get 300 or some other crap. I don't want to spend that much time in looking for wrong people. was going to say something else.
Tablets though, and each tablet is 300.
300, yeah. So
you
you
need
Wait,
900. Yeah,
Yes.
you need 3
I thought
sets.
it was 100 each.
Mm-mm. And this is the thing.
Oh, man.
I love that they make us work for it. I agree that you make us work for it, but can you give us something that's non-repetitive? Can there be things that are non-repetitive in the sense of every day or every couple of hours I got to go back and do the same thing? Can we split it up and maybe make it where, I mean, the repetitive is really what kills people. If you remember with your legendary cape, I wanted to gouge my freaking eyes out. Literally, I never wanted to see another raid again after that because I was so sick of the grind.
But you know why they can't fix that? Because they're making Twitter for World of Warcraft.
Well, and that's been a complaint in the community that they've been so focused on Twitter and selfie integration that they haven't fixed.
I get it from the respect that, like, especially in regards to legendary stuff. Like, it's a legendary item, so of course, you know, it sort of goes hand in hand that, yeah, you got to work for it, and it's going to take ages, and it's going to feel epic when you finally get it. But Apexis Crystals for standardized gear?
I don't mind that they make me work really hard for the legendary. I don't want them to hand it to me.
Yeah,
I like that even now they're continuing with adding on each chapter so that you can continue to make it better. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with you telling me you need to run the same bullshit 17 million times in a row until you have 1,000 of whatever bullshit it is they want you to have. You turn it in and then they go, okay, now go back into that same bullshit run and do it all over again for another 100 of this bullshit and bullshit over here. It's just bullshit. There's bullshit everywhere. But I mean, the Apexis is great for people that don't raid and for people that need that. So I'm glad that they're allowing players to be able to acquire gear in other places because the pre-mades are a problem with people being able to get gear because the groups suck. I mean, I totally get why they did it. Is it for me? Not so much. Jukeboxes. So we all know that these are a thing. Wowhead did a really, really good guide to the jukeboxes and how you can acquire the music. You can get there's faction-specific music rolls, vendor music rolls, item loot music rolls, boss drop music rolls. There's so many places you can get the specific music for your jukebox for your garrison. Make sure you guys go to Wowhead and check that out because they're trying really, really hard to make the jukeboxes a thing come 6.1. So
40 different songs.
Yeah, and there's achievements that you can get.
Shake it off in there. That's all I want to know.
Well, I don't really know if any of the developers are Taylor Swift fans, but I wonder if Justin Bieber's in there also because
Bang Bang.
Right.
Anaconda.
Anaconda's and Taylor Swift.
That kind of taste in music, no wonder you're single.
Well, they want to make everyone happy.
I don't know what to say about that. Just so you guys know, Method was world first for Mythic Blackrock Foundry. So shout out to Method. Like we didn't know that was going to be a thing. Practice, which is also a EU guild, they were 810 Mythic and their guild completely disbanded. Now there's several theories as to why it could happen. It could have possibly been ego conflicts, personality clashes, tons of things that could happen. We don't really have a 150% confirmed from the members of Practice to give to you guys. So you guys have probably already seen things on Facebook. The listeners have probably already heard about it. We don't really know 100% why Practice disbanded at 810 Mythic. It happens, though. There's a lot of things that fly around when you're progression rating. And although Riders of Rohan on Argent Dawn is we're not on a Mythic level. We're in Heroic Highmaul now, and we're doing normal Blackrock Foundry. But we have our same issues with things get heated. Things get heated on the TeamSpeak and stuff flies, and then you have Lycan yelling clear TeamSpeak, and you have me flipping out because people keep interrupting. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen. It sucks for Practice. I hope that they're able to put something back together, and it always sucks when the guild completely disbanded. Like, I don't know what could ever happen on that level for someone to say I'm disbanding my guild. If it was me, I would just kick everybody out and rebuild. I don't know why you would need to literally disband, but I guess it makes sense if all those members are what made the guild and everybody was at odds. But congratulations to Method for the world first Mythic. We knew that was going to happen there.
I was just thinking of something. I guess there is kind of an achievement thing that will counteract what I'm saying. But I wish you could kind of have like a resume for World of Warcraft, where you could give it to a guild and say, this is what I've done, and they can see, you know, what guilds you've been part of. Like if you were part of Practice or part of these huge guilds for many years, they know that you're serious. They know
like something in World of Warcraft,
right,
instead of you actually putting it on, well, this is what I've done, like a tracker.
Achievement.
They have those.
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah, and a lot of them know. Like if you got, I mean, your top 4 are always the same: Method, Paragon, Midwinter, Blood Legion. You know, and they know every one of those main raiders. They know who they are. So if they quit
and leave, they know who they come from. Okay.
Yep. And all you have to say is I was the, you know, off tank for for Practice. I mean, the things like that really do speak. It speaks for itself.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty hardcore stuff, man.
And I guarantee they all have each other on real ID. I mean, they're at that level. When you get to like them top 10, they're at that level.
Right.
Yeah, it sucks that you lose friendships over. I don't even really know if progression raiders on that level are friends. I don't know what the dynamics are from a very highly competitive thing such as going for world first.
Maybe instead of getting an intern to come up with things like Twitter integration, they could make like WoW resume integration.
I agree with that.
Something like that.
I agree. I think that's awesome.
I'll have to have a word to Chris about that.
So, right, because you guys are BFFs. I'm trying to be BFFs with CM Lore, but he rebukes my affections, unfortunately, via any avenue that I've attempted to stalk him on, unfortunately. One day he's going to see that me and him are WoW cohesiveness, and he's going to be like, this is my sister from another mister, but until then,
and the first thing you're going to say is, hey, WoW resumes, right?
Yeah, well,
the greatest
email it to him.
The greatest day of my life is for CM Lore to acknowledge me as an individual, and not by my real name, but by my game name, and just be like, you are awesome and I'm going to die. So when we see him, because we are going to BlizzCon this year, when we see him, I'm going to hope that I don't get tackled by security, but he is on my list of people to stalk and get him to sign my forehead.
He should have an email add-on that automatically emails you back when you email him, and just put on there, you're dead. Or something like that. Like you're not even alive to me. You know, like I don't know what you're talking about.
So we've talked all this last month and a half, 2 months, about everything that's happening when the patch drops. So the patch drops next Tuesday, Wednesday for the EU side. I've taken the stuff that World of Warcraft has posted on their blog, their little survival guide video, all the things that have been talked about over the last couple months regarding what's going to be changed in 6.1. I've got a nice little summary of everything for everybody regarding what's going to be changed. The garrison, a lot of changes with garrisons. The UI is going to be slightly different. I'm assuming that they've probably taken from some of the add-ons that have made the garrison thing better, and they were probably kicking themselves in the ass for not doing it right the first time. But whatever, when all else fails, steal from somebody else's development, because that's how Blizzard rolls. But the eye level cap for the followers has been up to 670. This is all effective next week. There's going to be garrison daily quests that show up in your garrison from a different NPC every day. The NPC will be right inside your door when you walk into your town hall, and he's going to have a different set of quests for you every day. You can visit your friend's garrison and pick up their different types of quests from that one as well, because they're all going to be different. There's a few of these that even allow you to summon a world boss to fight in your garrison. To me, that's fucking legit, that you could totally summon a world boss inside your garrison. Blackrock Foundry missions are coming as far as the follower missions for your garrison. Profession missions have also been added, which is nice, because you're going to be able to get some of those, the craftables that you could craft in daily cooldown stuff. You're going to be able to get back in missions. Legendary follower Garona, which we've talked about that on several occasions. She's got the assassination rogue traits. You can also earn now platinum achievement for your invasion instead of capping at gold. So they did throw in a platinum achievement, because gold wasn't hard enough to get for some of us that don't have a ton of high DPS people at the ready. But
I was getting 1300, 1400 of them, so that's going to be a benefit for me. So
because you're so amazing.
Exactly.
You're a Death Knight. Don't even talk to me right now. I don't even want to deal with you and your Death Knight. We're going to fight hugely. Well, you've been on your Warlock, so me and you can be friends again. Yeah, we can be friends. Obviously, the Twitter integration, that's full swing. Come 6.1, allows for tweets of in-game achievement screenshots. What you're going to need to do is when the patch hits, you're going to go into your interface, go into social, enable the social module little thing that they have in there, sign in, do your thing. Selfie camera also, everybody knows about the selfie camera because we've been talking about it.
People need to take selfies and pictures of, look at the broken classes.
Right.
You know? That would be something they need to do.
This is why
I must be in a bad mood today.
No,
I don't know.
This is why Blizzard doesn't acknowledge our podcast on a large level because we insult them. We're not like other I won't say podcasts, but we're not like other people where we kind of kiss their ass and tell them they're the almighty. We talk about what's real, and what's real is stuff that they're not doing correctly. And it's we're not saying we know everything, but I mean, fuck, we know a lot. We're gamers.
If we're getting a selfie and a Twitter integration, I want to know when they're going to put the duck face emote in.
Well, it's already in there.
Just so I can get the duck lips on the selfie?
Well, it's already in there. You can already do duck lips.
Okay.
Yep. It's one of the facial features. There's several facial features that you can do for selfies, and duck lips is one of them. New Blood Elf models will be live come 6.1. I don't really like Blood Elf, so I don't really care about that. But those of you that have a Blood Elf, look for it to be nice and defined even more than it already was.
I might make one.
The heirloom UI for the collections, that's going to be in full effect. Any heirlooms that you buy for your first set are going to be
looking forward to.
Any heirlooms that you buy, they're going to scale to 60. Then you can upgrade them with tokens that are purchased from the heirloom vendors. You can upgrade. There's two different sets of upgrades. It goes from 60 to 85, and I think 85 to 100. You'll be able to buy those with gold. The vendors are for Alliance. It's Crom, Stout Arm, and Iron Forge, and that's actually located in the Hall of Explorers. And for Horde, it's Estelle Gentry, and that's in the Undercity, located in the Rogues Quarter. Those are going to be your two heirloom curators, is what they're called. So once 6.1 hits, any of you who have not been able to buy the rest of your heirlooms, you can go to those two main cities and be able to purchase those. You'll also be able to purchase the upgrade tokens for your stuff as well. The chauffeured chopper, that mount, which is the level 1, it's rewarded from collecting 35 heirlooms. The mount drives you around by Koak Horburn, the orc, if you're Horde, which references driving Miss Daisy, and for Alliance, it's Franklin Martin, which is a human that references transporters. I thought that was pretty cool, that you get to get chauffeured around by either an orc if you're Horde or a human if you're Alliance. I thought that was pretty legit. All the profession updates have been, all those will be live. New recipes, the changes to the crafting, being able to craft salvage blood, being able to craft all the different sorceress, the sorceress heirs, all those things, those changes will be in full effect come 6.1. New toys added to the toy box. There's a long list of new toys that they've added in game. Those will be live. New pets via the Raiding with Leashes 3 quest line. Those will be added. A new super rare. Now, for those of you that watched the video, the narrator on that World of Warcraft video that they posted, the 6.1 survival, that was narrated by CM Lore, right? I'm not saying I stalk him. I just know his voice. So at the tail end of the video, he alludes to a super rare mount called the Void Talon of the Dark Star. He says that it will be available, but then says if you can find it. Now, Wowhead has tried really, really hard to find this sucker because it's data mined, but the NPC location for the starter quest you can't find. You literally, I don't know where they've put this thing under lock and key, but there's been some speculation that it's going to have something to do with the Shadow Moon clan because it does have Darkstar in the title. So there has been some theory crafting among the community that that's what it's from. There's a quest called the Void Talon of the Darkstar, which has been theorized that that's going to be what gives you the egg that gives you the mount. So it's one of those things where it's like the time lost Proto Drake. Where do we do? What do we go? How do I get it? Who can I stalk? I mean, my body's ready. Let's do it. But
we're going to party, yeah.
We'll make this crucial of our 6.1 launch. We will make it crucial to try to see if we can find or figure out or stalk more information on that mount. The new chapter for the Legendary Quest will also be live. once you've completed all the Blackrock Foundry stuff, there's going to be a whole new chapter in which you're going to go back to Gul'dan to fight his most powerful minion and fight some other people and kill some other shit with a stick and go grind some more crap and be able to get an even awesomer is a word because I said ring. So that will be added, and the colorblind mode, the more robust colorblind mode where you'll have more scalable options to be able to change that, and the new graphical changes. That's your 6.1 in a nutshell. That's
the graphics. I couldn't really see much.
Well, it's really a lighting and shading issue, and it really depends on what graphic card you have. As long as you have their recommended minimum, you'll be able to see some stuff is overlighted and some stuff is underlighted. This is a more realistic lighting scenario, which is the lighting and shading is kind of what they focused on. You know, some parts of your map are super, super dark, and you know that it's supposed to be dark, but there should be light in some sections and there's not. That's kind of what this has to deal with. It's a whole new lighting concept, basically.
And some of it actually too, the anti-aliasing, you'll notice a difference if you do super high resolution. Some of the corners when it's like they try to do it like a rounded effect are pixelated. And they've actually gotten that down so smooth that you can't even see it.
Yep.
Wow.
So for those of us that play on crappy computers, I don't really know it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna help anybody, but I mean, if you're gaming, it doesn't matter what you're gaming on. You can be gaming on the.
I've never been smashing somebody's face, but look at that wall over there. The shading isn't right. I haven't actually done that, so maybe that's why I don't care.
Yeah,
but
it sucks for those that are gaming on not the best. But you're gaming, which is all that matters. I would game on a tablet if they would let me, if I didn't have any other means, because some of us are really serious, and that's what we're about. So yeah, that's the majority. We've pretty much highlighted all the major changes with that. So the only other thing on the news is the LFR was released, the first wing of Blackrock, which is called Slagworks, and I have not ventured into it myself because I didn't feel like dealing with the queue times. So let's discuss it. Who's been there?
I've been through there. I think probably 2-3 hours after service came back up from maintenance, I made the fatal decision to go and join LFR yet again. And you know what? Surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. It was relatively straightforward. I think the biggest issue people had was trying to figure out which boss they were going to kill first. Everyone's like, "Let's go kill Gruul." Good work. You can't. It's locked in LFR. You have to go and get. What's the other guy? Or the little rolly guy. I can't think of his name.
Well, he's not little though. He's huge.
The Gorgor guy.
He's not huge.
He's a giant rolly guy.
Not compared to me.
Well, you're like that doesn't count.
So we went and smashed him down, and I really enjoyed the mechanics of that. Yes, they were only the LFR version, but it was something different to what I've experienced in LFR or just raiding in general.
Better than Heimel?
Yeah, like Heimel was relatively straightforward. Keep in mind that all my raiding experience up until this last week has all been LFR. So I'm only getting the baseline mechanics, but the new Blackrock stuff is even at a base level is more interesting.
Valid.
Like with dodging, like the way he sort of rolls around, and you got to blow up the crates and stuff like that.
They have an add-on for that, actually. Now that you mention that, for those of you that are in progression rating, if you're in normal Blackrock Foundry for that specific boss, they have an add-on that actually determines the best path based off where he's about to go for you to be able to smash those crates, especially when you've broken your raid into 2 groups to be able to handle that. I will post it on the Facebook page and on our website, but there is a new add-on that kind of does the hard work for you for that. Those of you that hate add-ons and, you can get through life without add-ons. You can, but why would you?
Right. Exactly.
It's there.
It was a good experience. Like overall, to get all of them down, maybe 45 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, and that's because the majority of the time they spent sort of arguing. We're like, no, we're going to do Gruul, and then everybody kill all the trash and run down to Gruul. and then find out it was locked. Turn around, run all the way back, kill all the trash down the other side, go kill that boss, then run back to Grill. So like we lost heaps of time just dicking around with that. So just for anyone out there that's gonna do LFR, you have to go left first.
Frieza, do you feel left out because these two schmucks have glasses on and we totally don't? Like they have.
I do.
We have nothing.
I do. I do. You're left out now. I have safety glasses.
Okay, so I don't have glasses. Alrighty. Well, I'll be the only one without them.
I have safety glasses because I know how to party.
Now there's more? Well, nothing says I bring my own safety like my goggles.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to go get a Sharpie and do a beard on as well. And maybe some Harry Potter.
So, since we got through the news relatively quickly, let's talk about our week in WoW. Frieza, what did you do this week?
This week I was doing some theory crafting again with the whole Comet Storm and Prismatic Crystal. And I know there's a lot of controversy out there about those two talents that you can choose from, and I did a lot of theory crafting. I did the math. Elida was here with me when we did the math. Well, he wasn't here, but I did give him the math on that, and it's pretty drastic difference. I don't really know why anybody would use Comet Storm. I know that people use it, but I think it's more of a cosmetic than it is for a damage. And I think what it is, they don't want to have to deal with the crystal, so they just don't deal with it. And I think that's what it is. So they just use Comet Storm because it's another ability to use. And because really the most you're going to get out of it is 20 damage, 20k damage. And to me, it's a joke. But that's what I did all week. And I messed around with the dummies, messed around how to, that's all I did. I did a couple arenas with Pearl, LT. We did decent. So.
Oh, you did finally you met Pearl and Zarth?
Yes, I haven't played with Zarth yet, but Pearl is definitely dedicated as of right now. She is down. She is definitely down to do arenas
explain
every
to the
day.
kids playing at home who Pearl is. Or
Pearl?
How Pearl, how
Oh, yeah. She's an Aussie, and
it's
definitely
Aussie.
Interesting.
She's not.
Whatever. I call them all Aussies.
She's not Ozzy Osbourne's freaking groupie. It's Aussie.
But I guess she knows she knew Huge Bloke for one day, and somehow
he told us the story. Remember he
did tell us the story.
Met
yeah,
and fell in WoW love, not like together love, but like WoW love.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago on the show, when I said I was running around killing stuff, and the druid popped up and started killing things twice as quick. And then I joined a Skype call with you guys in the middle of the week, and I'm like, hey, there's someone new here. And you're just sitting there like, oh, that's Pearl. That's my new PvP buddy.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And she's like, no, that's your friend, the druid.
Pixie and Zarth have...
That's awesome.
Pixie and Zarth signed on specifically for you, Frieza.
I know Zarth hit 100.
Yeah, they were leveling to try to make it.
I saw they hit 100. I have not contacted them yet today, and I definitely will, because if they are willing to be serious,
they ask every night in Guild who's ready to PvP, so they're ready.
I saw him on today right when I was logging off.
I know Pixie's a girl. I think the other one's a girl also. I'm not 100% sure. If I got this wrong, guys, and you're listening, I apologize in advance. It's really difficult to try to guess the sex of a player. You can't even go by names and tune anymore because nothing gives. And even then, there's people that you are for sure are a male or female, and then a year later, they're like, I'm a boy. And I'm like, oh. I knew that. So we apologize for that.
It was fun. I know we had Brutum and Pearl in the same group, and I was getting yelled at by two females, and I liked that a lot.
Brutum's like me. She's like me. She's just nicer. She's not as mean as me, but
she's nice. Well, she'll be passive aggressive if you let her.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them know too. Those that are running with you, if you guys want to come over to Team A, we don't yell at you arenas.
We don't yell at you on
back,
Team A. No, we don't yell at
you
on Team A.
We're Team Win.
Their team grab a gun and put it in your mouth and pull the trigger. That's what their team is.
Pretty much. But that's all I did. I just theory crafted on my mage and did a couple arenas, but I didn't really go too much into this week.
You've worked during the week, so it's really hard for you.
Yeah, I didn't do much.
Lycan, what did you do this week?
Me, more rating. Plus, I've been leveling the lock, and I'm just having an absolute blast with her running her as Destro. But from whatever I've heard from everybody else, that Affliction is a lot better, especially in PvP. But I'm not sure.
Now you're trolling me, asshole.
But no, I got the lock up to level 75 today. Just having a blast. We did normal high maul, like we said before, not high maul, but furnace, and we were able to down Gruul. We've basically got him on farm now, so that's fun. And
we did heroic high maul. We down Butcher.
Yes, we down Butcher this week, which was a big step for us. So a lot of guilds actually hold that off at the end. Like I said, we're not top hardcore raiders. So for us to go in and down heroic Butcher is a big accomplishment.
We're getting there.
And we're very happy
awesome.
with that. Plus,
not,
of course,
not on methods level, but I mean,
I've actually changed up some things on my PvP as well. I'm going Beastmaster now on the Hunter. They hit hard, especially with the new changes coming forward. Stampede and Beastmaster might be something to look into. So 6.1, if you do have if you haven't looked at your raids or your classes yet, make sure you take a look at it.
We're buffing hunters. Let's all roll hunters for PvP.
Oh, yes.
How much was the burst the same for the Beast Mastery and the survival on that video?
With what I was using with the Stampede, even with the 20-second Stampede today, last night, we were able to burst them down. We were taking down Disc Priest in 15 seconds.
Wow.
Dark was running on his pally, and he still had time left on his burst.
Before it was...
And a Disc Priest was down. And this was a very good Disc Priest. So, we were able to eat right through the shield. So I'm kind of happy to see this. Resto Shaman's not a problem. Little troubles with Resto Druid still, but I think with the changes coming to 6.1, Beastmaster is going to be a way to go for me.
Awesome. It was the way to go through about 3/4 of Mr. Pandaria. Then it ended with marksmanship. Now it's survival. And I think it's going to go back to Beast Mastery. I do agree with that.
I've specifically never played a hunter because they've always been amazing, and I refuse. So I didn't want to be a bandwagon class. I know that most of you guys probably had your hunters a long time ago, but even in the very beginning, I didn't want to be part of the bandwagon class, which is why I just stick to my warlock, because they've never been a bandwagon class because people rebuke warlocks that have never played them. And so, I mean, if you played them...
now is the bandwagon.
Fuck off. Seriously. And I got really good response for my article. It was called Affliction Addiction, where I basically had referenced you, Frieza, and said, I'm sick of people telling me to go Affliction every fucking 5 minutes. I don't want to go Affliction. I'm happy being Destruction. I pulled 18, 19K, not even really trying that hard in DPS for the raid, and I was happy with that for a Destruction Warlock. I was pretty happy. That's not 25K like some people, but I'm not doing too shabby with the Destruction.
No, I'm all about sticking with your class.
Stop trying to change
me. I was just mentioning it multiple times, but that's it.
Right. Bloke, what did you do this week?
I have dabbled in a little bit of leveling here and there on my
for like 5 minutes
/ chicken boomkin.
Somebody tells me, "Oh, Bloke's online," and I'll go online, and you'll be gone.
Yeah, you got to be quick. But no, like I said before, I spent a lot of time doing LFR this week, and then to be honest, it's been an interesting week with raiding for me. As I did a couple of raids, or a couple of runs with you guys, with the riders. And then I had a couple of nights in there where I went with my other homies, the Knights of Dark Age.
Did you just say homies?
Yeah.
Like gin and juice homies?
Yep.
Okay.
I am in that place today.
Alrighty.
You know what? And I really haven't given two twigs about raiding since Wrath. And after this week, I'm back in a position where I legitimately miss it now, because I have actively stayed away from it, and because of how much fun I had raiding with the two different guilds this week, I'm loving it. I'm so keen to get back into it. All I got to do is, obviously work out the timing, but it was awesome to go into both groups in two different separate runs. But they were identical in the sense that it was just straight up fun. Everybody took the time to explain stuff, and we had a whole bunch of attempts. They didn't necessarily work out. Some of them did, some of them didn't. When it didn't work out, nobody cared. We threw down a repair bolt. We all got rebuffed. We went and had another crack at it. both nights, especially with the nights. I mean, we sat there for 2.5 hours doing a couple of different things, and didn't have any great success, by downing bosses. Nobody cared at the end of the night because we had fun. Like, we're chatting away on Van and in raid chat and all that. It was a good, honest night, and it made me realize just how much I miss raiding. So it's been a really, really awesome week in that respect for me. But other than that, I literally haven't done anything.
Me too. I didn't do much either, man.
I gotta be really honest. I didn't do a whole lot either as far as actual doing stuff in game that I like to personally do is focusing on my tunes. I've been leveling up a rogue. The only reason I've been leveling up a rogue is not because I desire to do anything huge with the rogue, but just to, in all the warlord stuff, sometimes it's nice to go back to basics and to go through all the different maps and just remember how you felt when you first started playing.
Isn't there a whole bunch of people starting rogues now because of the amount of crazy burst DPS they can do?
Oh, I don't know anything about rogues, so
you're not sneakily jumping on a bandwagon there, right?
My friend David.
My hunter's too obvious.
My friend David, I was on, and my rogue's like 39, and he's seen on BattleTag that, and his main's a rogue, and he's like, he whispers me, and he's like, no, the fuck you didn't, and I'm like, what'd I do? And he's like, why are you on a rogue? Really, it's just I don't really do melee very well, and I don't fancy the paladins. I have a death knight. I've played a paladin. The rogue is the only thing that I haven't really touched as far as up close and in your face type of combat. So I don't really fancy it, so I don't plan on using it for anything serious. It's just a way to get me out of Warlords of Draenor for a little while and take me back to Eastern Kingdoms, take me back to Northrend, take me back to just kind of enjoying the leveling process on a slow. And it's a gnome, so some horde asshole tried to punt me the other day, and I was like, wow, that's rude. But it was kind of funny. So I haven't done a whole lot. We do have lots of new members that came this week. Guild on Argent Dawn had disbanded, and some of their members had came over to us, and I wanted to give them a good welcome. Also, I had talked to you guys a few weeks ago about Josiah, who had came to Argent Dawn specifically with a level 1 he gave me in-game gold for our guild, and had talked about how he liked the podcast. So yesterday I log in and I get this message, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Hi, Bella saying, I just wanted to let you guys know how much we enjoy your podcast. My husband is Josiah. He is the low level that you had mentioned that donated money to your guild. Thanks so much for making us laugh and reminding us that there are still wonderful people that play. I've enclosed some pets that if any of your guildies would like, they are welcome to, or you can sell them and put more money towards your guild bank. We are hoping to level some characters on Argent Dawn soon, so we hope to see you around. I get this, literally, it's a standing thing every week now where I get in-game mail from somebody that listens to the podcast. I get whispers. These things they're great for me because people do listen. And for the couple, if you guys want to roll tunes on Argent Dawn, just whisper somebody in the guild and we'll add you. We love more people that would come and play. I know that Bloke was there was somebody who had a total fanboy moment with you, right?
I was the one having the fanboy moment. It was messed up. I was literally just thinking to myself at some stage during the week, I'm like, I hear you say that all the time. And I'm sitting here going, it'd be kind of cool to, just run a dungeon or hit a battleground or something and have someone be like, hey, it's that guy from the podcast. And no sooner had I said it, I was in Slagbines, and there was a mage in there. I has melons. Now, there's no way I was going to forget that. She's like, hey, you're the dude from the podcast, from Podcast. I'm like, yeah, I am. Oh, my God, I'm going to have a fanboy moment. I'm like, that's all right, me too. I'm like, oh, stop. It was really cool. And we ended up, like, the same sort of deal as what I was saying a second ago. Like, that dungeon run, that was a whole bunch of different mess. And we died a bunch of times and whatever else. It's because we were too busy chatting about how awesome it was that, like, she listens to the podcast with her husband, and I love the fact that, people obviously listen to it and appreciate the work that we do. So that full on, that made my week when that happened. And I still chuckle about it now.
I think people are finding that we are real people. We're not pros. We're running dungeons every day. We're running LFR. We're progressing. We're doing PvP. You'll see us in arenas. You'll see us in Ashran. We play. That's what we do. When we give our advice, like our website, thepwnecastdailyquest.com, when we are writing those articles and we're giving you how-tos and we're telling you what's going on, it's from our perspective, real-life players, not... We don't pull from websites and say, well, Wowhead says you need to do it this way. We're actually telling you the way that we do it. We only give you what's been tested by us that we know works one way or the other.
Oh, yeah. We're traumatized.
We are.
That was said. Was like, I honestly wouldn't have ever expected to see any of you guys in a dungeon. Why not?
Yeah.
I play just like you said. I play just like everybody else.
I'm almost at 1,000 wins in arenas and like 1,400 arena matches already. So I've definitely traumatized in this one season alone. And so I definitely have some strong opinions about classes. No doubt.
If only we could get you to write those strong opinions down. We have
all negative.
I know. We've been doing very, very well with the Pwnecast Daily Quest since it was launched. It's going on its second week. We've had 11,000 people read our news articles, read our funny articles, read our how-tos. 11,000 people have logged on to our website, which is huge for a website. That's nothing for a Facebook group or community, but for a website, that's huge. We are bringing on more content writers. If you go to thepwnecastdailyquest.com, you'll see a jobs tab up at the top. Go and look and see what's available. We are looking for dedicated people that want to help with the community because that's really what we're doing here. We are not trying to compete with BlizzWatch. We love BlizzWatch. We read them. We're not trying to compete with Wowhead. We love Wowhead. We get a lot of our information to actually test for you guys by seeing what Wowhead has, and we'll go in game and test different scenarios and ways that we can do it to make it more personalized. We don't want to compete with these websites because there's no competition. They're commercial and generalized. We're not. We're for
I thought you were going to be, we don't want to compete. We want to crush
No, we don't want to be
PvP to you.
I know,
we don't want to be compared to these other sites. We are real players giving real players what they need to be entertained. And if you want to be part of that community and you want to have a voice, we'll give you a voice. So make sure that you guys apply. We would love to have you on our team. That was my little plug. But no,
What's the name of that site again?
Yeah.
PwnecastDailyQuest.com. It's been nice to have that. And, nobody funds us. Nobody paid for this website. Oh, somebody paid, but it wasn't anybody else. I paid for the website.
Yeah.
And it's because we don't care. We don't care about money. We don't care about sponsors. Well, we care about sponsors, but we don't care about any of that crap. I don't need $13,000 a month to run this website. I did it on a budget, and we do it well.
She needs love. Just
all
love.
those sponsors out there, don't take us wrong. It would be nice.
No, but we did this with the idea of giving back to the community and providing entertainment for the community, and entertainment that's real. We are not popular among Blizzard's people because we tell you like it is. We call Blizzard out on their bullshit, and we break down on why Blizzard's bullshit pisses us off.
I know Mike will see every week and say, hey, what are you guys doing on the show?
Right.
Mike, relax, we're trying here.
They're never going to acknowledge us as long as we're not kissing their ass. And I refuse to, because when Blizzard does good, we acknowledge it. But when Blizzard's broken something, we also acknowledge it. So you're never going to have to worry about Pwnecast or the Daily Quest giving you biased information. None of our information is going to be to fluff Blizzard's ego or to make them feel better, because that's not what we're about. That's not what's real life. So, and Frieza will tell you every day that Blizzard sucks because of Ashran. So
every day. That's why I keep my mouth shut usually most of the time. Nothing really good coming out of my mouth.
Well,
how about that Coliseum?
Oh, don't get me started. It doesn't even give you a bag on the next time you go to do it. There's no bag.
Did he tell you my husband's been dominating in that Coliseum? He's been like the last 3 and 2 standing.
I know.
He's all week.
He did good. And you know what he got for his reward? A toy.
Satchel of helpful goods. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna make him snap.
For those of you who are listening to the podcast on your phone, and
that's why I have this now.
See what he just did? He literally had, I'm pretty sure, was a breakdown of sorts in the middle of a sentence. So
I like the word conniption. That described that perfectly.
I dig that.
Conniption. Can't handle it sometimes, guys. It hurts.
Oh, if I get him fired up, it's so much fun.
It hurts.
The troll is real here,
I'm still
guys.
stuck on the elevator in that thing, but anyway.
The troll is real.
Yeah, 3 minutes and then like 2 minutes to even start the match just to die in 20 seconds.
So a funny story, my husband, him and these paladins, right? Kind of like how it would happen with you, like with the hunters. The paladins all band together and they're going to take everybody out. So it was just my husband and there was like 2 other paladins. And my husband, he does tab target and totally forgets he's targeting the paladin. And it's his buddy that have an agreement until everyone else is dead, we are going to partner up. He totally killed his partner. And this guy was like, what the hell? Seriously, I thought you were my bro. No, we're not bros. And he's like, I totally didn't mean to kill this guy, but I didn't realize
You have no friends in the Colosseum.
When I was in my Coliseum, it was me and this Frosty K, and we were friends the whole time. It came down to just me and him, and I'm at half health, he's at full, and he waves at me, and I wave at him, and I bow down, and he just slice and dices. It was over in about 2 seconds.
Did you have a skull on your head this time?
Huh?
Did you have a skull on your head this time?
No, not at all. That's why I got to second place.
I haven't ventured in yet. You guys have scared me away. I do plan on venturing in there, but...
Do you want a toy?
I want a toy.
Well, what kind of toy are we talking about? Like McDonald's Happy Meal toy?
No,
or...
It gives you a little flag.
A little flag you bury into the bodies of your dead opponents.
That's what you get for doing that?
I wish it was a rope that you could just lasso yourself and end it.
As we've discussed a million times.
Homecast does not, we do not recommend any kind of rope using as a means to end your own life, of course. So everything that you see here is not to be taken seriously.
Rope using, the gun in your mouth. Hey, we're kind of around.
Fraser, you really have to be careful with recommending to people that they tie a rope around their neck because things can and will be.
Well, you don't have to like end yourself. You're already going to Ashran. You use
dangle
torture.
there. Some people are into that.
It makes no difference whether or not it makes no difference. You're used to it by now.
I've comfortably come to terms with the fact that my poor shaman ain't ever.
Yeah.
No. He could have 2 layers of full conquest gear on. And still get 3 seconds done. Never going to get me a little flag.
And Frieza made a good point. This was something that we talked about before. What was directly after the expansion drop, and I was literally crying. I was in tears at the state of my Destruction Warlock in an arena sitting. I mean, literally. Now they've fixed a lot of things. When I say fix them, they've made other adjustments to make. They've made other adjustments, and even with 6.1, they've made some adjustments to some of the Warlock stuff. But I was very upset to the point where I was in tears, literally crying, like, what did Blizzard do to my Warlock? And the fuckery just continued because every time there was a hot fix, something else was happening. And I'm like, I can't take it. I was quitting WoW. I was over. I was done. But, Frieza brought up a good point. It's not so much class balancing in an arena setting so much as they are making one class, one spec of a class, the dominant. They're making that the go-to for PvP. And you're either going to have to get in line with it or you're going to be like me and you're going to be a rebel. Enhancement is slightly better. When I say slightly, it's the number 1 compared to Elemental on a DPS aspect. So... But play your Elemental. Don't ever change for Frieza. Ever.
Yeah. No. Affliction. Well, it's so sad. It's so sad because I watched that burst video that Swifty came out with, and you got the Frost Mage and the Frosty K at 4 point something seconds? Isn't that what it was? And you got Hansel, one of the best mages in the world, man. Like 12 seconds. Because he's a fire mage. That's why. And it's just so sad, man. It's just so sad. I don't get it. This is the guy who mastered this. Mastered it. And he can't even be good because Blizzard hates him.
Well...
He's a fire mage. It's not like he can't be. It's not like he's a tank spec. It's not like he's a healing spec. He is a damage spec, and he's not even close to frost mages.
I think what the video did was successfully show you the difference in times for the burst for each spec. And I think that, and what Swifty had said in there is the other player didn't fight back. He just stood there and took it because this was specifically to test the timing of somebody's burst for their class and spec. So it really shows you that there isn't any balancing because if there was balancing, all the burst times would be relatively within the same, even maybe a few seconds off, milliseconds, whatever. But there were some that were so drastically different, like the poor Warlock. The Warlock was like 16 seconds and she's still going. The Warlock's still going. That's the nature of a caster. But you're right. The class balancing, when they say balance, it's not really balance per se. It's
Yeah, like Unholy DK should be as strong as Frost DK.
Agreed.
They should just have different abilities.
Agreed.
But I'm going to argue with this on one thing, and I understand that Hanzo does do great on his mage, but I have seen like right now survival or Beastmaster is number one in PvE. Survival is a close second, and if you look at marksman hunters are towards the bottom. Yet we have, and I'll give a shout out for Kalen. We have a marksman hunter in our raid group that is always first, second DPS. Because he knows how to play his class. I mean, there's a lot of like I was telling you, I went Beastmaster for arenas this week, and Dark and I went in there. Now, a Beastmaster hunter and a Ret Pally does not sound like a good matchup, but we were in there dominating, especially over Disc Priests. It's all in a play style and how you play with your partners that you're going to get the best use out of it.
I agree.
It was a very good video. I liked it, but there are the class combinations that always work together. One that's going to dispel the bubbles, the other one's going to damage. So things are, play what you want to play, and try different specs out if you want. But I like the video, but I'm not 100% set on it.
Right.
Unless you're a shaman.
Well, it's like Resto Shaman. I mean, you can't just play with anybody if you're a Resto Shaman. You have to play with people that are going to keep you alive. You
I agree. The way that it breaks down is you pick your partners wisely and you make sure that you have the good combination to be successful. But what his video showed wasn't about skill. It was about a burst. It had nothing to do with skill set. You could have face rolled that burst because it's the common burst for that class. And I think his way of showcasing this is what the ability is. Yes, skill can make it amazing, but that's the ability that you have.
Right. I mean, he did get the best people. He got Soda Poppin to do the feral.
Your being able to play your class on an OP level isn't going to make that burst timer any fucking faster. That's really what the point is of that burst video is. It doesn't matter what your skill or ability is. It's not going to make your burst any quicker. There's nothing that's going to make those stats change for the burst, which I agree with you. If you know your class, then you can find a way to compensate maybe for having a longer timer on your burst. Like Warlock, I need to be with somebody that's going to help keep me alive because I'm a clothy and I will get 2-hit by a warrior. So I agree with and you do need to have that specific combination of people in your setting, whether it's RBGs or arenas. But nobody's going to be able to make that burst timer better. That's fact. This is what it is. So people can decide whether or not they want to work with that or not work with that. I would have liked to have seen it even though. I would have enjoyed all the bursts to be pretty even timer wise, because I think it's unfair that somebody can burst me down in 4 seconds and here I am 16 seconds later still clicking away.
Yeah. It makes you feel kind of useless,
Yeah, it does.
Later,
I'm a frost mage.
Still clicking just because you feel some type of way.
Yeah. And I'm already dead, and I'm still clicking as a spectator because I'm pissed off.
Uncomfortable. Like when we had a crack at 5s in arena the other night.
That was fun.
And besides the complete fluke of the first one that I didn't die in, I got uncomfortable in the fact that every match after that, I was pretty much just the bait.
Yeah,
you were.
I wasn't
just keep
but I
running
heard
around.
I
had a whole.
I hear Bloke's dead again. Oh, Bloke's down. Literally every 5 minutes, Bloke's down. I was like,
that's the point where I realized that I'm not really going to enjoy PvP on my channel.
You sacrificed yourself for your team.
For the good of the cause.
He did. He ran in there, and we were following right behind him.
He didn't do that.
Die for the cause.
Here's something interesting, Bloke, that you may not know about. But in 5s, the mage is the first one that goes out. Because there was a shaman in the group who was not a healer. You were the first one to go out, and I was not. Because usually in 5s, the frost mage is the first one to go, buddy.
Frieza sacrificed you to the goat gods, and
pretty much.
That's what happened.
They took the new kid and just pushed him to his death.
Yep, doors open. Oh, I forgot to mount up. Sorry, Bloke, go ahead in front of me.
But you know what? Same thing again as what I was saying before. I had no idea. Like, we all know I have no idea when it comes to PvP. I had the time of my life messing around for those 5 or 6 battles with you. Like I said,
wasn't yelling.
Bullseye on me from the second those gates
opened. I was yelling. What are you talking about?
We weren't listening to them, though.
It was good solid fun.
It was fun.
If Skype could give you the same ability that TeamSpeak had and you could just mute individual people, in your
Kill
Skype.
cam.
Whenever Frieza would yell at me about not doing something properly, I would just like to mute him, and he'll think he's talking. He'll think I'm listening.
Hey,
I'm just.
well, I will say this that we rezzed Huge Bloke in one of those games, though.
Yes,
you did?
I believe Dark Scully did,
I
yeah.
could be alive at the end of it.
Oh.
It was the most glorious moment of my life. I got to see the end of a battle.
It was awesome, man. It was awesome.
I was so proud.
I have Kid Aggro. He's in here talking about his underwear. I don't know what's happening in my house. It's really late for those of you. We record really late because 3 of us have children in Kid Aggro, so we record when they go to bed. Otherwise, you'll hear the battle cries of our various boys, because we all have sons, screaming in the background. And for me and Lycan, we also have girls, and the girls are screaming right along with them because that's how we roll. Yep. So it looks like we're getting ready to, we're pretty close to being able to wrap up. We had great news this week. We will report back next week. For those of you who aren't actively playing, I know that there's a lot of you who aren't actively playing WOD, but do listen to us anyway so that you can stay, is abreast the proper time to use that word? You could stay abreast of the news. I've always wanted to say that.
I like how you're using your hands to match that.
I've never heard of that.
That was nice.
I didn't even get that correlation.
Is that a new?
We should use that a lot more, I think.
Yeah.
Anytime you could say the word breast on a podcast is always good,
Yeah.
because that increases your like ratio, because people like the word. But we will make sure that we report with all the 6.1 changes. Make sure you go to facebook.com/Pwnecast so that you can catch all of our updates.
Is there a website?
PwnecastDailyQuest.com for all your up-to-date daily content and guides and how-tos and all that stuff that we're adding to the site. And follow us on Twitter at Pwnecast Podcasts. Because if you follow us on Twitter, we are going to have some nice little selfies and some tweets going out. So
The tweets, I think people will love. The
classes are broken. Tweet.
Can't even. Yeah.
I'm making it now that I'm taking a selfie every 5 minutes the first day the debt's out. So every 5 minutes it's going to hit Twitter. So if you follow me at Pwnecast Lycan on Twitter, yes, every 5 minutes I will be throwing it out there.
we do have Twitters. Mine is at Belle of Warcraft. Bloke is, what is yours? At Huge Bloke?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure his is at Huge
I'm pretty
Bloke.
sure it is.
But we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and wrap up for this week. Thank you guys for joining us every week. We appreciate that you spend your hour every Sunday with us. And if you guys want to get a hold of us, you can find Frieza at Pwnecast Facebook. You're going to have to inbox him Attention Pwnecast or Attention Frieza. Don't email him.
No.
He doesn't know how to email. He can barely use his phone. Although he did manage to post on Facebook yesterday as Pwnecast, which was nice. I was very.
I did post originally on some page.
It was not ours.
I was so proud when he put that up. Like, it was like watching my son take his first steps again.
He called Frieza, messaged
the one
me, thanks, Mom, when I said good job. He's like,
I
thanks,
think
Mom.
Bloke said this. Did Frieza really just post on
He did.
Facebook?
We were all pretty shocked. Lycan, you can get a hold of him at Lycan@Pwnecast.net. Huge Bloke, you can get a hold of him at HugeBloke@Pwnecast.net, and you can get a hold of me at Belle@Pwnecast.net for the emails. That's all we have for this week. We hope you guys enjoyed. We'll make sure that we report next week with all the fun 6.1 stuff and any of the news that's coming out. Unless anybody else has anything to say, I think we're done.
Lore piece will be up this week. I did do. Sorry, folks, I did get the orc one a little bit late, but it is up now, and I will have the one for next week. We are moving into the humans, and lots of neat. I did not know the history behind them and where they came from, so lots of good stories.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I need that.
Great show, guys.
Hey.
Why are your things talking to me? That's
Wait.
I need that.
no, they don't. Not that.
I like how his son's probably in the background like, why is my dad playing with my toys?
He's literally right there.
That's not how Lionel talks, Dad. I did find